it going, guys? Action Figure UK here, and this is my in-depth review on a Datong Final Form Frieza. Pretty glad they released this. I wasn't expecting it. I only found out a couple weeks before it was released, so I could get one straight away. To start with, I'll show you the box quickly. It is pretty much the same as the SH Figuarts, other than the obvious differences. You can see Datong there. It's got pixelated Frieza on the back. Again, it's pretty much the same as the SH Figuarts one. It's just obviously the writing is different, but the layout of the packaging as a Final Form Frieza there. The layout of the packaging is pretty much the same as the SH Figuarts one. If we quickly open the box up, and I can show you how the structure is. Again, same as the SH Figuarts. So that is the packaging, the front of the packaging, with all his feet across there, all his hands. Obviously Frieza would be there. The crossed arms, two different heads, and then behind that is the second part, which has the rock base on it there. Two tails there. That one obviously meant for going around Vegeta's neck, or anyone's neck. The death ball effect there, death beam effect there. The little plastic bit there, I'll just show you, for the death ball to go on his wrist. And behind that I was really impressed with, I wasn't sure I was going to get one, as well as the rock stand, you also get given a display base and two arms and one claw. Obviously the claw and one arm to grab onto Frieza, and the other arm goes onto that part of the death beam to display. So that is the packaging, same as the SH Figuarts layout. So we will get into the figure, and I will say I am very impressed for Datong. They've definitely done a good job. This is the best yet. The paintwork I'm really happy with. You can see it's got the kind of pearlescent purple there, and same there, and on the shoulders and on the bottom. The actual paint job itself, some bits are a little bit, like you can see just there on the top of the purple on his wrist. It's not completely covered in white, it's just the edges. And it's the same with his crossed arms as well, with the purple just on the purple bits. It's not completely going over the edges. It's very picky, but if you are picky and you want to notice it, you will. But we will move on. The joints do work absolutely fine. I'll take him off his display base for this. One thing I will say before I get into the articulation, which is the same as the SH Figuarts figure, he comes apart, which is a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means you won't break him when, like, switching his arms around and putting his crossed arms on. If I just show you, because obviously you have to pull his arms out. I do not think the original SH Figuarts was like this, but I tried to pull his arm off, and that bit unclipped from his wrist. You can see that's on a peg there, and then that bit came out of his shoulder when I got it out, and then that shoulder part there pops out as well there. But you can put it all back together, there's no problem. It's a good and a bad part, because you won't break it, but it makes it quite awkward while trying to take the arms out. When I done it before, it worked quite well, but to get the arms back on after I took the crossed arms off, I had to do the hot air trick to get them back on. It snapped on absolutely fine then after I'd done that. If you're unsure of what the hot air trick is, that's just using a fan heater or a hairdryer. Heat it up for a minute or two, and it softens the plastic, so it's easier to pop the joints back together. So yeah, that's how it kind of comes apart, but it's less likely that you'll actually break it. The head and the neck are all exactly the same as the SH Figuarts, the original. You pop his head off, and it's on the ball joint, and you can interchange the heads as usual. So I will pop that back on. The neck comes off, and that is arms like Golden Frieza and Final Form Frieza before him from SH Figuarts are on a kind of a double ball joint with a ball joint and a ball hinge, which gives plenty of movement on the arms in 360 around, that far up, that far down. You can move them further down if you move the ball joint up and then push his arms back down again. You can get them right by his side, or the same with pointing forward. If you push the ball joint in the shoulder back and then the arm in, it will go closer in. Plenty of movement on the chest and the waist. You look at that, how far back he's leaning. You have the purple bit that will move in and out to stop it from snapping, but I will say that tiny purple bit there on his chest, it does not move as much as the original version. Excuse me. But it's not really a problem whatsoever. I mean, he can still go that far forward before that purple bit will stop him from moving forward anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. The legs, as usual, bring them down on a double ball joint and out for nice high looking kicks. Knees double jointed again, so they go all the way back, which is always nice. And he does have kneecaps as well. Everyone says with SH Figuarts and the older figures they didn't have knees. And the feet, interchangeable feet on a ball joint there, on a peg coming out of both sides, so they'll go 360 around, and as long as you move them on the right way, you can pretty much get the feet to move in any direction that you want. I don't have the original SH Figuarts Final Form Frieza, but I couldn't figure out what was different. There was something about Golden Frieza's look that was different, and I realised after looking at the figures, it was the figures that helped me realise what was different about him, but it was the size of his head. I didn't realise that Final Form Frieza, his head is a lot bigger than Golden Frieza's head. But other than that, the size and the scale is all the same as it should be, and the tail is exactly how it is on the original and Golden Frieza, how you can 360 it around and move it on that ball joint, and you can also just pop it right out to put the other strangling tail in. I highly rate this guy at the price that he is. I'll pop him back into his stand a second. So yeah, I highly recommend this figure for the price it's going for as well. Datong have done a really good job. It has all the accessories that the original SH Figuarts version had. I will say final words. It does have the finishing, as you can see, like the kind of the airbrushing in the gaps to make them all like shaded and decent. The individual heads are just as well done as that one. With the light, I will show you. There's his screaming face with the black in the ears, and a vein sculpted on the head, again with the lovely pearlescent purple on the top. And for his kind of standard smile face that he came with, so you can see, same again, lovely paintwork, pearlescent purple. Not, I mean, if someone just passed me that, I would think it was the original version. And again, they've I don't know if it is any different from Vegeta and the Datongs before him, but the plastic, I don't know if I'm just imagining it, but the plastic feels like it's slightly better quality than any of the ones before. Nothing like the real SH Figuarts, but hey, for £25, I believe this one cost me, it's nothing to complain about. And that is my kind of in-depth review of the Datong version of Final Form Frieza. Cheers for watching, guys. I've still got a couple videos left to come out. I've now got the Awakening Warrior Goku, which I will review very soon. I have a custom Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the BoJack movie, SH Figuarts custom from a bootleg, and that's all soon to come. Cheers for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace.